Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. Actually, I'm a little frustrated. I'm not sure if you guys can tell from my voice. Other than my bumper being all fucky because of the move. Which I got two bumpers in the mail. I'll show you guys those in a minute. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something and express some of my frustrations. So with anything that's like fabricated, or bought from somewhere, um, a lot of times, especially when it's not a mainstream organization, they don't make it until someone says, hey, I want one of these, and that they buy it, right? Whether that be for cost of labor or cost of materials, or, just, hey, like, we don't want to waste any of this stuff if, like, people aren't going to buy them, which, me personally, if I was running a business, I'd always have, like, 3 of them on standby, especially if, they're a little bit more of an expensive kit. Now with COVID, I totally get that too, right? Materials are a little harder to come by, but things are really opening up now, so I feel like, suppliers are starting to catch up. But basically, I just want to tell you guys my frustrations about Soho Motorsports. And first I want to start from the beginning, right? I first bought from Soho, I believe it was in the spring of 2020. No, it was 2019. No, it was 2020, because I bought the car in 2019. I bought a Cooler Works shifter, which is out of Lithuania. So they're authorized to sell, or, they sell their products. Soho Motorsports does. Which I totally get, like getting it across, getting it through customs, it's kind of a long wait, right? Like 3 months. I think I waited 3 months and a week before it actually, got in the mail. I was a little impatient about that because I had never bought from Soho before. I was pretty irritated at waiting that long, but then again, I had never made an international purchase like that from, a smaller company. So basically, once I did get my product, I was like, okay, cool. Like the wait was totally worth it. Like, this shifter's amazing, right? It's probably still one of my favorite mods on the whole car. And then after that, in July of 20, I decided I wanted to buy the version 1, because there's 2 versions now, version 1 Soho air-to-air supercharger kit. So I buy the kit, right, and the kit's great. Really, really great numbers, no issues, on the dyno. I had to buy a bunch of supplementary parts to be able to, even boost. But that's besides the point, right? So everything was super backed up, okay, because it was COVID. I'm very, very understanding when it comes to, shit being fucked up, especially when it comes to, like, COVID stuff, because, like, I can't be mad at, anybody because I'm not getting my product due to, a global pandemic that's going on. Like, that'd be fucked up, right? Well, needless to say, I get my kit, I'm super fucking stoked, and it was like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that before my dyno day, which I had booked like way the fuck out, right? And my kit got there way later than I was expecting. But that wasn't a big deal because I just pushed my dyno day. It wasn't the end of the freaking world. Well, then I'm starting to look at like videos of like how to assemble the kit. And I'm looking at the bracket with the pulleys on it. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, my pulley bracket doesn't look like the one that's in the picture. Like, the bracket itself was correct, but the pulleys were flipped. So, like, one of the actual tensioner pulleys was on the other side. And I was like, oh shit, like the largest set of pulleys, the one that actually connects to the supercharger and all that, right? And then the main driving belt. It was flipped, and I was like, oh my god. It's fucked up. Like, you literally can't pull it apart unless you have a machine, right? So it's not something you can just unbolt and then go to town, flip it around and then be good to go. Like, you need a press, and you need, like, know-how, and then you need proper torque specs and, whatever. Okay. So I contact Soho. I send him a picture. He puts me in the chat with the dude who runs Soho, which is super cool, right? Nick Soho has always kind of tried to take care of me. One of the dudes in the shop obviously fucked up, right? They weren't paying attention. No hard feelings. And he actually hooked me up with a 9 PSI pulley setup, so it was cool. But then I get everything together. I get it on the dyno, and I have some belt slip, right? Because one of my belts fucking snapped because one of the pulleys weren't tightened down properly, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say it was whoever. I'm just gonna say Roger. Maybe this was potentially my install fault, even though I'm almost certain that it was just the way that it was put back together. Because I sent it out and they rushed it to me not even 2 days later I had it back and it was correct. And again, like I said, there's like torque specs and like properties and stuff that need to be measured in order to understand and have a proper setup going for this. Anyways, so I had to use a shitty belt on the dyno, which I only hit 509 wheel. And we were shooting for, like anything over 5 was good. But we were hitting major belt slip at the very top end, around like 6,000 RPMs or 5.8, and that was causing, not inaccurate numbers on the dyno. So like whatever, dude, we hit over 5. We're probably pushing more than that, but because of the belt slip, we're fucked. So I went ahead, I left with, happy with 500. And had a shitty exhaust setup, my old custom exhaust setup that I thought was dope, and I realize now that was fucking poop. I get home, everything's cool. I order the new belt, I get the new belt, I put the new belt on, no more belt slip, no more weird, like, pulsating as I'm, like, holding the gas to, like, a specific, level while driving. Basically, fast forward, right, to present day, I have now been waiting 10 weeks for my oil, coolant, and combo catch can. And as much as I love Soho Motorsports, right, it has been a headache dealing with them for each of the purchases that I've made. And I just kind of wish things would, like, go right for once. I feel like I'm kind of owed that, And like I said before, Z Nationals was this weekend. I saw that they were at, Z1. So, like, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but by the end of this week, if I don't have my catch can by, I think, Friday, or at least shipped in the mail by Friday, I'll probably, write off Soho Motorsports forever. And I know that kind of sucks, right? But Z1 has always treated me the best. I have invested so much money in their company, probably not near as much as some other people, but I would say I'm probably in like the top, 70% of people that have been buying from Z1, especially over like the last couple years, because being military, I didn't experience any shortages due to COVID. So I was, really fucking belting out everything that I could and, trying to hurry on the build, right, since I had a little extra time off of work. But that's kind of what I'm dealing with, guys. I'm dealing with the weights, the not so greatness. And then I guess like what I was talking about with manufacturers and stuff, if anything's like made to order, right, or ordered to be made or whatever, I get that. But when you put 8 to 10 weeks, that's like 8 to 10 weeks and it should be at your home, not 8 to 10 weeks and then you're still fucking waiting for it. Because it's like, bro, I'm a pretty loyal customer, man. Like, if I like your product the first time I buy it, I will probably keep buying from you until it's fucked up. Okay? But the weights, the feeling like a burden when I contact you, the inconsistencies have pretty much done it for me. So, This will be the last thing I get from Soho because I don't want to return it, based on the fact that, when I get it, I need it to run, on this car. I need a coolant and combo catch can. Like, that's literally what I fucking want. But yeah, no, I won't be buying from them anymore. And oh man, it pains me to say that, but it's the honest truth, man. It really is. Like, I feel like I've given them, enough chances, man. Like, I really do. Z1 does not do this. Concept Z Motorsports, or Concept Z Performance, there we go, does not do this. Who else? The Z Store. I had a couple issues with, like, Evo R, but I mean, like, they're fucking overseas, so, like, I totally get it. But yeah, you can have the fastest 370Z on the entire planet, and that's great. But, like, as a company, I'm just super disappointed. So, all right, I spoke about that for 10 minutes. Just gonna run through real quick, show you guys what I got. Okay, so boom, V2 NISMO bumper. Pretty freaking excited about that. It's going to be excellent. And a Stillen front bumper. Pretty freaking excited about that too. I was actually just talking to one of the shops about getting those painted, and they couldn't quote me on the phone, which that's not really a big deal. But hopefully we'll get those bad boys painted up and be well on our way. Another couple other mods I plan on doing. I want you guys to look at this. Woohoo! It's time to replace these SOBs. Look at that. That's rough. So I'll be getting a set of these. I'll also be getting some coolant and whatnot from Z1 this week. Because when I get my coolant combo catch can, I'll have to pull the old one out. Drain some of it out, I'm sure it'll be real fucking nasty. I'm going to buy some oil probably from them so I can do a change again. It's going to be a little expensive, but I mean, you should always try to run the best in your car. And then another thing I'm going to be looking into is, I don't know if you guys see my steering wheel. She is rough skis, brother. She has been through a lot. So I've kind of come to the conclusion that these little window moldings and the steering wheel are going to be the two next upgrades that I get now that I have my bumpers, my front and my rear, and I can get those painted and pay with credit card or whatever. So I'm not really worried about spending the extra dough. I only use 2 credit cards, so yeah. So that's what's up, man. Sorry about the bitching for so long in the beginning. I just kind of wanted to paint a full up picture for you guys. And if you had a really great experience with them, that's awesome. I also have had a great experience with them, especially when he tried to help me out for the mistake of whatever individual in their labor force made. Nick, appreciate you. But yeah, just my personal preference. I'll no longer be buying from Soho Motorsports. So, all right, guys, you have a great one.